Hi, so I just wanted to share this one of the projects I worked on using Python. So I created this game that's pretty familiar called Pong. So basically, it just involves two paddles on each side and balls moving left to right, and you got to make sure that you don't miss it. 'Cause if you miss it, then you lose. So basically, I've done this using the Python turtle graphics. So I've got these classes set up. So I've got a class set up for the paddle, the ball, and the scoreboard as well. So I just want to run through the code quickly. So I've just got this, in the main script. I'll just go all the imports here. So I've imported the classes, the time module, the turtle screen, and then so here basically this is just the control to set up the screen that we can see. And then I've got these two variables called L paddle, left paddle, and right paddle, which are referencing the paddle class. So one's set to minus 350x, and then the right side is the 350x. And then we've also got the ball class and the scoreboard class as well. Basically this left paddle and right paddle, I'll just quickly show you there. So if we go into the paddle class, all it's doing is basically initializing itself. It creates it's using the turtle graphics as well. So it creates a turtle object and sets the shape to a square, a white square, and then I've stretched it to 5 times the length. So that's what gives it that length. And then yeah, it goes up and then goes to the position that I've set the minus 350 and the plus 350. So that's that part. And then we've got the ball class, which is just again, it's initializing itself. It's a turtle object as well. And I've got that as a circle, a white circle. And I just got these, I guess, these variables that I've set up as well, which I'll go through in a minute. And then the scoreboard as well, obviously. So that's again a turtle object, but it's writing text in this case. So it's just like it's setting up the scoreboard in the top of the screen. And then yeah, so here we've got the movement controls. So basically, this is part of the screen functions that it has. So basically, it's listening for user input. So I've got these 4 methods or functions down. So for the left paddle, we've got on key press. So when you push W, this is for the left player. So when you push W, it's going up. When you push S, it's going down. And similarly with the right player, the right pedal, we're using the up key and the down key. So I guess that enables that you can play 2 players on one keyboard pretty much. So I'll just quickly show that. So that's the function that it's referencing. So when you push W, it's hitting that function, S that function, and similar with these as well. So I'll just quickly go to the paddle class and show you those. So that just hits that just triggers these methods here. So we got up. So basically, it's just getting the the self x coordinate. So we don't want it to move left and right. We just want it to go up and down. So it's keeping the x coordinate and the y coordinate. We're moving plus 20 if you're going up, and then negative 20 units if you're going down. So that's going to move it up and down. That's what it's doing. And then yeah, so I've got this game wrapped in a while loop. So basically, I've got this condition while the game is on is set to true. We want to be using all these methods here. So while the game is on, it's going to be triggering this ball move method or function. So I'll just quickly show you that. So that's going to be constantly firing off. So basically, what's happening here is we've got the move function here. So the new x equals the self x coordinate. So it's getting its current x coordinate, and then it's adding the x move to it. So x move is just 10 units. And similar with the y as well. So basically, it's moving 10 units right or left and 10 units up or down. So it's moving in a 45-degree angle, I guess, and it's telling it to go to those new coordinates. So it's constantly firing off, and that's what's making the ball move on angles like that. And then next one, I've got detect collision with wall. So basically, the screen size is 600, which I've set here, the height of 600. So basically, what that's saying is when it hits the wide coordinate in the 280, or if it hits the y coordinate negative 280, then we're going to call this bounce method. So that's hitting the bounce method, which we have here in the ball class. So basically what's happening here is because we've got the Y movement set to 10, so it's moving in a positive 10 unit direction. So basically when it hits the wall, it's going to take that Y movement value and it's going to multiply it by -1. So basically if it's moving it in a positive Y direction, 10 units at a time, then it's going to be now changed to a negative Y direction. So, regardless if it hits the top wall, it's going to set that to minus y value. And then if it hits the bottom wall, it's going to set it to, a positive or whatever, a positive y value. It's going to change it each time it hits the wall. So that's what makes it bounce and go in the opposite direction. And then, yeah, similar thing with this is detecting collision with the paddle. So basically, if the ball distance is within 50 units of the right or left paddle, and the ball's x coordinate is greater than 320 or less than 320 units in the x direction, then it's going to use the ball bounce method. So that same thing, it's going to be the exact same thing as the y one, but it's just in the x direction. So if it's going in a positive y direction, x direction, then when it hits that, it's going to multiply it by -1. Then it's going to go back in a negative x direction. So it's going to hit it the other way. So that's what's controlling that movement. The only differences between these two is I've got this self move speed times 0.09. So we've got the self move speed here, which is, so the default speed of the ball is set to 0.1 right now. So the lower that value goes, the faster the ball becomes. So basically, every time it hits one of the paddles, the movement speed is going to be times by 0.9. So I guess it means that the speed of the ball is going to increase by 10% or whatever. So yeah, you can sort of see that in the play. And then that's just, I guess, add a bit of challenge to it, So otherwise, you can play all day and nothing's going to change. And then yeah, so basically, this is the text collision of the wall and up to score. So if the ball goes past the 390 value or on either direction, then we're going to trigger this point method from the scoreboard. So basically, all that's doing is it's adding the self score. It's going to go +1, +1, and then it clears the value that's currently in there and then refreshes it. So then it updates the score basically. And then we've got this last condition. So if the left paddle score or the right paddle score is equal to 5, then game is on equals false. That turns the game off, and then it triggers this scoreboard game over method. So basically, it just comes up with a writing in the middle saying player wins, and that's it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the game. Thanks for watching.